Hello, everybody. Okay, it is my great pleasure to begin to do the beginning of the end, and to thank you for having come here to Paris, and that we at the CE and the École Urbaine and Sciences Po we're very happy to host this conference, which we hope you have enjoyed. As the fantastic quote that has now disappeared said, if you don't prepare, you prepare to fail. And I think we did everything we could to prepare, as much as we could at least, and at least, you know, we managed to get the weather to be fantastic until today. So I want to congratulate you on this conference and surviving through all these events, and I wish you all the best for going home. Please go home safely, and I know you have many more events like this to come. Thank you.
Okay, friends, colleagues, it's time for smiling and crying. It's the end. And thank you so much, Marco, as well as Florence has already said that it's amazing to see how many of you is still here after 5 days of intensive work. So before concluding, because this is a moment where there is a lot of post in our life. So I'm not very much a post scientist. But anyway, there is a post-Congress that is important, a post-Congress visit that will happen with a meeting point at 2:20 in Place Saint-Thomas. And it's something I want to remember because it's not just a learning expedition. It's something I care because it is a nice place, very interesting to understand regional planning and the metropolization of Paris, Cergy-Pontoise. And it's a learning expedition after the Congress, organized by our alumni association, the alumni of the Master in Urban Planning at Sciences Po. And we will meet with Pierre Ramon, the Director of Urban Strategy and Solidarity, very interesting label in Cergy-Pontoise, who is at the same time the head of the planning department, a teacher here, and a former student of us. So this Congress has inspired our streams of education and research. We have taken a lot of notes, and because we want to develop an education driven by research, I hope that our students will do research on planning and that they will be present in the next AESOP Congress. And it's my commitment, after an important work that Marco has done, that our students, our PhD and so on, will be more present in the AESOP associational life. And this is important. I also want to invite all of you, if you are interested in the relationship between nature-based solutions and planning, from all social sciences perspective, urban planning included, to take in consideration our call for paper for the next conference we will have here at Sciences Po. And also, I want to tell you that I'm very, very happy not only for your participation to the plenary sessions, but also for the contents. This has been vibrant intellectual moments. And so we have decided to record it and then to share all the plenary sessions. And this is really thanks to the IT department and the staff of the Center for European Studies and Comparative Politics. All the plenary session will be available as a sort of common patrimoine for all of us. And I want to say that for me, this 30 months under the 30 months of organizing, to think about why asking to host the Congress of AESOP here, and to make a proposal and to structure these 5 days under the extraordinary scientific guidance of our colleagues Marco Cremaschi. This 30 months has been a very, very, very interesting intellectual adventure. And we wanted not only to provide a spot for the AESOP conference, but also to introduce you in some of the main traditions of urban and regional planning scholarship in France. And we wanted to do it in a comparative perspective, so beyond the borders of what we call the hexagon. So I want to thank all the speakers and all of you for participating to the plenary sessions. This idea of introducing you to some of the scholarship on planning in France, always with a comparative perspective, was really, really an extraordinary idea of Marco, and this is what has guided us to select the plenary session. We wanted to insist on the relevance for contemporary urban planning scholarship about the role of specific actors, interest groups, politics, agencies, consulting, technical expertise in planning, actors. This has provided a major canvas to organize these 13 sessions of French cuisine, a sort of invitation to meet the actors on the ground, to introduce you to the main political conflicts and controversies going on in France in the world of operational urban and regional planning. The effort that has been done to shift the tracks, the ordinary tracks of AESOP, on the problems that are mostly common to all social sciences and different disciplinary outlooks, has been something that has characterized a deep convergence between the local organizing committee and the AESOP board. And I want really to thank this intellectual work that has been done to improve and to structure the tracks. But the tracks, anyway, were not enough to being able to cover all the topics that are emerging in our field. And this is why you have seen that we have structured so many addings, round tables, and to try to maintain open the space of reflection around urban planning and the challenges that requires to be faced, to be game challenger. I want also to say that all this work in providing rooms for conversation, room for deep scientific dialogue, rooms to enter into the problems of education in urban and regional planning have required to the team of Sciences Po, of the Center for European Studies and Comparative Politics and the Urban School, a huge amount of work. How incredible to comply with this idea of a conference as a place of conversation, how incredibly agile everyone has shown themselves. I really want to say that because the ordinary tracks were not enough, and because we wanted to be consistent with the spirit of the conference, the administrative and organizational team has done an incredible job. So, lots of works, but also a lot of thanks to you for the kindness that you have proved towards our staff of teachers, students, and the administrative body. I want to especially thank the Secretary General of the Center for European Studies, Eleonora Russo. And I want to ask to all of you to enjoy Marco, making a standing ovation towards Eleonora. So please stand up to thank for all this amazing work. So, thank you very much to the executive director of the urban school. She's not here at the moment. She's providing the last details for here she is. Please, a standing ovation for Ilaria Milazzo. So there are ideas, there are ways of organizing, but there are also ways of doing. And behind the heads of these organizations, there are a lot of people that have worked very, 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 very seriously all along the years. Silvia Duerich Morandi, Veronique Etienne, Audrey Ferreira, Samia Saadi, Sébastien Woni, Irène Mumbois, Sandrine Boisard, Yuma Ando, Saskia Wallig, Alice Ranzon, and many others. I want you to thank the 50 students of us that has provided an indefinite number of answers to all your questions about where is the room. And they have answered all your questions about what is the vegan, and what is the vegan lunchbox. And they have stayed here much more than what we said to them. They have had not a lot of opportunities to enjoy the conversation they wanted to. And I want to thank especially all the people that have sent posters. I hope that you were able to receive good feedbacks, good criticism. Do not worry about criticism. And I really want to thank all the colleagues coming from all the other regional associations. You traveled from a long distance. It's a big pleasure for us to have you here. There is something from European cities that is historically interesting. There is a serious questions, as Patrick Legales said yesterday, about the so what. So the planning of these cities are important if they will be able to maintain and realize and implement some kind of outcomes in terms of social justice and the environmental transition. We are facing massive challenge. And the idea that was coming from Marco to have urban regions as places where actors able to change the game could be also actors of urban planning is something that we really care. And around this idea, we had a very strong intellectual convergence and dialogue with the president of AESOP that I want to thank for the trust, for the work together, and for his strongly and deeply commitment to advance urban planning scholarship. So I'm very happy to leave the floor to Thomas Dillinger.
Thank you, Florence. Thank you, Tommaso. How are you? I cannot hear you. How are you? Are you exhausted? I promised you on the first day at the welcome speech, yes? Remember? Yeah? So now it's really the end of the end. Yeah? And I want to thank you. It's not my first AESOP conference, but I have never seen, really never seen so many people at the closing sessions, and that even in Paris. So a big applause for you. This is really amazing. I said that's the end of the end, but the end is also always the start of a new thing, yes, of a new beginning. And I want to ask Zeynep to come up, because Zeynep from Yildiz University will be the host of the next year's conference in Istanbul, and I'm quite sure that it will be even better than in Paris, Marco. Huh? Now, we learned a lot from the mistakes of Paris, so we will try to solve these problems, but I promise you we will make other ones, yes? So be sure. Zeynep, please.
Thank you, Thomas. Well, I must say that we're not going to compete, but we're going to be in solidarity, as we have been all the time with Marco and with the Paris team, and of course also with the AESOP Exco. We would be very much looking forward to having you all in Istanbul for another exciting and very nurturing AESOP event. Hope to see you in Istanbul.
And last but not least, I want to thank again Marco, Eleonora, and the whole LOC and Science Po University to host us there. It was really a great pleasure to be here this week in Paris at your university. And now it comes the official moment that Marco hands over the AESOP flag to Zeynep. Please, Marco.
At the condition that we are going to have a Turkish cuisine in Istanbul, of course. So it's a great pleasure to open a flag. I hope it's the right side.
So, see you in Istanbul. Bye-bye.